Hello, friends. Do you ever have the feeling that you are limiting yourself, that you're holding yourself back from all that God has in store for you because of fear, doubts, past failures, maybe even the words spoken to you by other people? Well, if so, you are in the right place today. We are digging through this devotional journal by Marshawn Evans Daniels. It's called 100 Days of Believing Bigger. Today we are on day 66, but if it's your first time here, don't worry, you can go back to this playlist and you can start at day 1 and just work your way through. Each video is only about 7 to 10 minutes long, so you'll be through it in no time at all. Well, today on day 66, we are talking about alone time, and it's under one of 10 topics, and this topic is called stillness. It is one of the barriers that we are breaking through, that we're looking at, and that we're really meditating on as we break through the walls that have us held back from stepping into all that God has for us. Like we talked about, the doubt, the fear, the past failures. Well, it's time to break free of those things, but we can't do that without having alone time. Today, we're going to be reading wisdom out of the book of Psalm, chapter 62, verse 1. So let's start out by looking at that together. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. This chair right here is one of my main spots where I kind of get away from the rest of the busyness of the household and everything that's going on. And I curl up with a good book here. It's a, I guess it's called a chase lounger, where it has the long area for your legs to stretch out. I get my little throw there and I just can cuddle up and have my alone time with God. I can have my quiet time to relax and unwind. Now, I spoke in an earlier video about wanting to also have a time outside the house, because sometimes our alone space isn't all that alone. So I'd like to encourage you to find a place where you can get alone with God. Here is what Marshawn has to say today about the importance of this topic. Being in God's presence is such a gift, one available at all times. It's easy to go to others for answers to our problems or to unplug altogether to avoid difficulty. And if you have people that you can go to like that, that is such a blessing in life. I have a couple good friends that I can go to, and my husband, but ultimately the first place where we need to seek guidance is from God. Marshawn goes on to say that it's wonderful to have the friendships, but when we go to God first, we're aligning with the only one who knows our purpose, plans, and pathway. I love this line that she writes in today's journal prompt. It says, sometimes the anxiousness we feel is because we have merely been nibbling on the crumbs left over by someone else's quiet time with God. Well, I don't know about you, but for me, that's not enough. I want to be feasting and growing and nourishing from my quiet time with God. Instead, God desires to impart something magnificent to us directly and immediately with no filters, barriers, or interruptions. When our hearts align with His, it can lead us into some incredible journeys that can only be done by the grace of God. Things that can be orchestrated no other way but without the hand of God. We're better able to love each other, think clearly, and become a vessel for signs, wonders, and miracles when we have that time alone with God. So the question of today, she has a journal prompt for each day. And the question is, how have you been going to others as a substitute for going directly to God? Well, I am very guilty of that. So sometimes it can be that seeking out the advice of a good friend before I seek out God. And I am so thankful for my friends, and I'll continue to seek out their advice and their wisdom, but I want to make sure that I do it in the right order. Another thing that I do is I absolutely love YouTube, which is why I'm here with the channel, but maybe I'll seek out things on YouTube, and I'm trying to get that godly viewpoint, but I really maybe haven't taken the time to get alone on my knees with God first. So what's some ways that you have used others to substitute for your time alone with God? You can leave that in the comment section below, or even just ask yourself and reflect on that as you go throughout the day today. Let's go ahead and close in prayer. Lord, you are more than enough for me. Nothing is sweeter than your presence. Discipline me to seek you as opposed to settling for substitutes. Amen. I want to tell you today that if you have a prayer request, I would be honored to go into prayer with you and for you. So if you have a request that you would like me to be praying for, please leave that in the comment section below, or you can just write unspoken. I had someone this morning, I woke up to a comment where someone just wrote unspoken, and I knew who it was, but I have no idea what the need is, and that's okay. I don't need to know, because God knows, and they know, but they also know that I'm here for them. So one of the first things I did this morning was I went into prayer for them. And after I finished this video, now they've come to mind again, and I'm going to pray for them again. And God knows what the needs are, and I believe that God honors the prayers when we join together and we lift up each other in prayer. If you haven't done so yet, I would like to invite you to subscribe to our channel. And if you like videos like this, be sure to hit the bell icon so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.